Court will find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, he knows that he made a mistake. He really wanted that deferred because he has some significant plans for his future. He wants to keep all of his options open to be able to apply perhaps to be a fireman or to go into the Army. And so he's very motivated to get this successfully completed, and I think he's a good candidate for that.
Court is calling 2026 CR 000436, State versus Evilio Nick Gonzalez Jr. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record?
Ready for the state?
Melissa Christian for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, just 1 second. Odyssey is doing its thing again. Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have, Judge.
And did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the court's admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1. Penalty group 2, 1 to 4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine, counsel. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is requesting a $1,000 fine be probated, and they're asking that you be placed on deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, MRT, regular UAs, and the DOEP course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No comment.
State any evidence.
Judge, we have 6 in number 1 and all attachments.
We have no objections.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, he knows that he made a mistake. He really wanted that deferred because he has some significant plans for his future. He wants to keep all of his options open to be able to apply perhaps to be a fireman or to go into the Army. And so he's very motivated to get this successfully completed, and I think he's a good candidate for that.
All right, how old are you?
22 years old now.
All right, and who is Brittany Mata?
My wife, slash baby's mother.
All right, how many children do you have?
2,
And what are their ages?
1 and 3.
All right, and if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? Here's the thing, you have to tell me the truth, right? Because I'm going to find out anyway.
Like, 30,
Okay, so dirty for what?
marijuana.
All right, so here's the thing. You're going to have to stop using drugs while you're on probation,
Yes, ma'am.
because I'm hoping you want to be a good father to your children, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And if the mother is using as well, that's a big no-no. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because your children are 100% dependent upon you and her.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't just leave them at Travis Park and say good luck to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I would hope that anyone who is a parent to a child wants that child to be proud to say, that's my mom, that's my dad. So you are where you are right now, but hopefully this is not the end for you. You can improve.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So how far did you go in school?
I made it to 9th grade, high school.
All right. Is there a reason why you dropped out?
I had went to jail. I did a year in there. I got out for like a month. Then I went back. Then I got sentenced to TJD for 18 months. And I got released when I was 17 years old. By the time I was 17 years old, I started working and I started making a living for myself.
Okay. All right. So this is not the end for you. You still have a chance to do great things,
Yes, ma'am.
right? You just made it a little bit harder for yourself, but it's not the end. So you work, what do you do?
I'm a self-employed landscaper. I run a business, masonry, landscaping, synthetic grass.
Mhm.
That's about it.
Okay. And the tattoo up here, who is that?
My mother, she passed away when I was 11 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, I always tell people, if you're going to get a name tattooed on your body, children's names are always a safe bet because you're always supposed to love them. Mother's name is a safe bet because they're always supposed to love you.
Yes.
All right. So your mother's death, has that ever been addressed with you, or do you need some help addressing that?
I've been a counseling and therapist when I was 12 to 13.
Mhm.
And that's about it. I went to Lower Ridge
Mhm.
for about 30 days to 90.
Okay.
I got released from that, and I never had counseling since then.
All right. Well, if you want some counseling, probation will be able to provide it, but you just got to let them know. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And here's the thing, for this probation, make sure you always report. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So what do you need from me that you think will help you be successful on this probation? What could help you get your life on track?
I believe my life is on track already. I just made a mistake.
Well, now these are choices. Okay.
Yeah, this is my choice. It's just a bad choice I had made.
Okay.
And I was trying to become a firefighter before this case happened.
Okay.
But I had to go to a class, I believe.
Mhm.
And then by the time I was going to go to the class, I had already caught this charge. So.
Okay. And so is there a reason why you had a gun? And has that case been taken care of, or was there ever a case with that?
There is a case that's going to be taken care of in misdemeanors. They can never take those into consideration. There's a policy.
Which of these policies?
I
that people just
can't even explain it. Yeah. I can't do it.
Okay. So what's going to happen with that?
Hopefully we'll get that resolved one with either time served or that he's doing all of this.
All right. Do you have a cause number?
Uh,
Because I will run it concurrently with this
Okay.
just in case something else happens with it.
here it is. It's 2025 PF
Mhm.
18215
18215.
215, and it's in County Court at Law 15.
Okay. All right. This is what the court will do. Court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication.
Thank you, Judge.
There's $1,000 fine that's going to be probated.
And I can pay that whenever, or is there a time?
No, you don't have to pay that. If you successfully complete the probation, you're not going to owe $1,000.
And she'd rather the $1,000 go towards your babies.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. There's going to be 100 hours, 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you've completed the parenting classes, 100 hours of those, of the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. And counsel, I can tell you right now, if you want to be a firefighter, if you want to be in the military, you're going to have to be clean and sober.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I can tell you, if you are able to provide proof that you've been accepted into the military or accepted as a firefighter, I will, off the record, so, and then, Ms. Abrams, do we have any type of trauma support in case he needs that?
Judge, we can do an ACEs, referral or
All right, they're going to do an ACEs referral for you. If you decide, hey, I'm not ready, just let them know, but it'll probably help you out, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to do regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 45 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors, field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. I'm going to order sober support meetings once per week. For every sober support meeting you complete, 1 hour will be deducted from your community service restitution. And Ms. Abrams, make sure they test him for levels.
So no more. They're testing your levels. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The levels have to go down.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll do a TAP evaluation out of custody. And if they recommend inpatient treatment, we'll start with supportive outpatient treatment. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from me in order to be successful?
I was wondering about my GED because I think I need that in order to go to the Army. I had got a GED online, but they said that it doesn't work to go to the Army. So it's like a 3rd level, I believe.
All right. So if you speak with probation, can you give him information concerning where to obtain his GED?
See how that worked? You asked and boom, they're going to help you with that.
Right. Anything else you need from the court?
That's about it, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I follow your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Abrams, one other thing, is there any need for you to have weapons?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Abrams, should this be a no possession of firearm? All right, so we're gonna do no possession of weapons. And this will run concurrently with 2025 PF 18215. All right, good luck to you. If you need anything, be sure to let probation know, and whatever you do, do not disappear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck to
Have a
you.
good day.
You too.
Now, this has been the Unfiled Motion. Subscribe and never miss what almost was. The motion was drafted, the argument was ready, but it was never filed. Join us next time for another story that almost never got told. The Unfiled Motion. Some cases end with a verdict, others end with a question. We cover the ones that end with both. Subscribe for more stories they didn't want you to see.